Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I want to share a couple of insights with you. Yeah, just something small. First of all, I want to say we received our first donation on Backer Buddy. I was so extremely excited about that. I'll post the link below if you want to go and see. If you want to maybe donate, there is a video explaining why I've created the Backer Buddy account. Yeah, it's amazing what a lot of people come together can do. Okay, today I want to explain something. You would have heard me say a lot of times your day 7 quail, what to do with them. So yeah, first of all I want to explain that behind me you can see I'm in a different vicinity at the moment. One of my other cages. This cage I sell out of. So what I did, I sorted my quail, the ones I want to keep for my personal, how can I say, for my breeding stock. And then I've got a couple of the ones behind me that's going into the production stock. The ones I'm supplying with eggs and which I'm gonna hatch from and supply hatching eggs, eating eggs. So yeah, I've sorted the ones I kept for my breeding stock. I picked out quite aggressively to remember at the end of the day I want my actual breeding flock that's replacing my others the whole time to be top standard. I didn't pick to say the ones behind me are any different. They are only 3 weeks old. But I picked the birds with the best temperament. I don't like wild birds. I don't like birds fighting the whole time. I like birds that interact with me, that doesn't scare and fly up when I get into the cages. So my breeding stock, I'm trying to keep calm. A calm temperament, a bird that communicates with you. You can see they're happy. So yeah, and then the ones behind me, I've already shown you on the previous video, the ones going back into my breeding stock. And then the ones behind me are going into production. And then the other ones are going for sale basically. Yeah. I've already made a video where I explain to you what to do with your eggs. On this video I want to explain to you, if you decided no, you don't want to sell your eggs, you rather want to hatch them and make a profit out of that. I'm going to explain it to you now in a 18-day spread. Then I'm going to explain it to you from 3 days old until 3 weeks old. What's the numbers you can look at if you want to sell them that way. I haven't created a full budget on what does it cost me to grow them to this age and what. If you guys want to, I would make that available, but this is just a basic explanation to show you what you can look at if you decide to go that way in hatching your own chicks and selling them at certain stages, and why you don't sell them at other stages. So yeah, let me explain to you the route to follow. The first route you can follow is selling 3-day-old chicks. If you've got 100 3-day-old chicks and you get a client that will take all of them by you, that's basically 1,500 rand in your pocket if you sell the 3-day-olds at 15 rand each like me. You get people that's selling them a lot more, you get people that's selling them a lot less. My price is to suit my operation and my vicinity, to feed my birds, for electricity, for cleaning up, keeping the cages nice and neat. So yeah, if I sell a 3-day-old at 15 rand a piece, then for 100 birds it's 1,500 rand. If I sell a 1 week old to you at 20 rand each, that's 2,000 rand for 100 chicks. But like I said, that you can put any amount you want, as long as the birds are going to sell and you're not going to sit with them and nobody wants them. But at the end of the day, it's a big market. There's a room for everybody. If there was not a big market, and if there was not room for everybody, I wouldn't have been making these videos. I think we can make this quail business quite big in the coming future for everybody to be a part of. The reason I say so, I want to make people more aware of quail, especially the Jumbo Coturnix, the normal Coturnix, the Italians. But yeah, if you look here behind me, I think there's only one white one at the back of me, which is going into my breeding stock. But this behind me is specifically for this color. The client that I'm going to be supplying with the eggs from this one's mainly one color. He doesn't want different variations. So I've got cages with my whites, I've got cages with my tuxedos, I've got cages with my Italians. But certain people require certain stuff, and the client's always right. So if he wants that, that's what I'm going to give him, or that's what I'm going to try and give him to the best of my ability. The thing is, he's buying hatching eggs, so he's going to hatch them himself. So I can't sort them and see, okay, this white ones must come out and what. So I want to give him the best chance possible, which he is still going to get colors, and he knows that, but it's going to be a lot less, because the way these ones come from, all the parents and the grandparents look like them, so they come from quite a clean line. But it will always pop up. There's nothing you can do about it. And then I want to come to the 2-week-olds. The 2-week-olds I sell at 25 rand each for 100 quail to 2,700 rand, which is not bad. If your grow up costs are not too high, you didn't spend too much. You didn't spend too much on your grow out cages, your brooder boxes and stuff. It can be quite profitable. If you sell a 3-week-old quail at 30 rand each, it's 3,000 rand for 100 quail. But you must also make sure it's not only good times. You get good times, you get bad times. I've hatched 1,000 chicks before. 3 weeks later, I sat with about, I think, 50 birds, which I made mistakes, but that was in the beginning. All of us are gonna make mistakes. That's just nature. We can't control nature. We can't control the municipalities for electricity. Things happen. While you sleep at night, your heat lamp might give in. You don't even know, and tomorrow morning when you get there, all your birds are passed on. So yeah, it's quite a challenging thing, but you have to put your finger on top of it, and the more you do it, the better you get. Eventually you find that you find yourself some tricks on how to keep them warm if the power should go out or the light might blow. I've got little alarms. The moment it loses electricity, it sounds, and then it sounds like chaos in the hatcher. And then on my phone I get a notification that wakes me up if the electricity should go off. But as you go on, all those little things will fall into place. You will start realizing, hey, there's a sick bird, remove it from the aviary. Don't leave the sick bird in the aviary. Remove it to a quarantine area. You might have 1, you might have 5. Remove them. Put them separate, away from the other birds, so they can recover. Because if they are sick, they are gonna make your other bird sick. The chances are very good. Or the bird has just been bullied, and now his eyes are swollen and what from being bullied. So then you just take him out, separate him from the flock, let him recover in peace. If he does recover, usually mine does recover, and then later on I just reintroduce them. Like I say, my flocks are very calm. Yeah, they do get scraps and they do fight if you put new birds in, but they're not continuously fighting until it's dead. I remove them before then. I've got snakes, so they go to the snakes, because I also don't want to give somebody else an aggressive bird. But I can't guarantee you I'm going to give you only calm birds, because in this bird's nature, any bird's nature, there's a pecking order. So you will get a stubborn male or a stubborn female that will get hammered if she doesn't want to correspond with the rest of the flock. So yeah, it does happen, but there's ways around it. And then I want to add something else. I get asked a lot on, yeah, I want 100 3-day-old females. It's a bit difficult. There is ways to see, but it's not accurate. I can't tell you I gave you 100 females of 3 days old, because it's not possible to be accurate. And then it might turn out that I give you 100 males, and then I'm the bad one because I only sell males and what. So that's why when you ask me for 100 3-day-olds or 1 week or 2 week olds, especially if you want color variations, I can't guarantee you I'm going to give you females or 100 females. I can guarantee you there is going to be females in the flock, but I can't guarantee you how many. Yeah, so that's one of the realities of the game. I've been in it so long. The other day I was at Kragdag, then I showed somebody on the chicks that this is going to be males, this is going to be females, and I also said I can't guarantee you. And then I got a message again a bit later saying, yes, you were right. Yeah, I were right, but like I said, I couldn't guarantee that to you. The lighting could be different. That wasn't my lighting there. I was just assisting very, very close friends of ours by the Kragdag with their quail farm. So yeah, I think if you do hatch your own chicks and you try and keep the cost low, but still give your birds quality feed, you would definitely make a profit. If you spend cautiously when you're expanding, and you buy a proper incubator. There is a lot of incubators on the market, but look what you buy. I've got wooden incubators that I built myself, because in the beginning I didn't have money to purchase a automatic incubator. So, and today I'm running that incubator still. Yeah, I have upgraded and bought new incubator, but I'm still using my wooden boxes. My wooden incubator's hatch rate is better than the ones I bought, which is automatic. And yeah, I'm not saying anybody bad or any incubator factories. They are good, they are doing the thing they should do, but I still rely on my wooden boxes. But you get people who's got polystyrene boxes. You get many different ways. Many people hatch, they tell me they are hatching stuff, but they don't even have electricity. So everybody has got their own way of doing things. I would say horses for courses, if you would understand what I'm saying. And yeah, me, I don't only do the Jumbo Coturnix Quail. I've got I think I've got 9 or 10 different species of quail. But the Jumbo Coturnix is the bread and butter, because it only takes 6 to 8 weeks to start producing. The ones I showed on my previous video, the same evening I made a video, we already found 2 eggs in the cage, and they just hit 6 weeks that day I made a video. I only posted the video today because yeah, it was been a hectic time at work, at home. having to do things, having to go places. It's not only quail, we've got other responsibilities and other things also to do. I apologize for the people that has been trying to get a hold of me. Yeah, it's just been hectic. I will get back to you guys. There's just a couple of things going on at work. It's stock take, so it's all eyes on that. At home, it's expanding on the quail farm. We've got other things in the background. We've got chickens, we've got geese, we've got a lot of things happening. But like I said, the main aim for this game for me is the Jumbo Coturnix Quail. So yeah, selling the chicks, you will make a profit. You just have to find your market. Where are you gonna sell them? Are you gonna sell them to locals? Are you gonna ship them? But remember, with everything you pick, there's responsibilities added to that. If you offer shipping, make sure you charge for the delivery, because it doesn't help you drive out 500 rands worth of petrol or diesel to do a delivery and you only sold the birds for 1,000 rand, which means there's your incubation costs gone. Your fuel is an extra cost that shouldn't even have been on top of the list, that is on the list now. So consider your approach, what you're gonna do. Are you gonna have an open market like me? I've got a contract, 2 contracts with big clients. They take X amount of eggs and X amount of birds every single week. So obviously they are my first choice to supply. I don't have a choice, I have to supply them. But all the extras which I didn't sell, I usually make available to the community near and far, the Hydro-Quail farm community near and far. Yeah, I always have something to cater for my community or the people around me, or if I have to make a favor. But at the end of the day, I've got a contract with a big client that I have to honor. At the end of the day, through times I had no clients in the past, they were there for me, and times I had a lot of clients, they were still there for me. So yeah, it goes both ways actually. So yeah, to conclude, what I wanted to say on the video is, yeah, you can make money from selling the chicks you hatch. There is money, there is a bit more money, but there's a bit more expenses, there's a bit more costs. You can have losses, you can have extremely good hatches, you can have extremely bad hatches, but you must account for that. Then yet again, you have to account for winter. In winter, your fertility drops, your roos are not as active as in the summer, your hens are not as active as in the summer. So there's things you have to accommodate for, which I would say is the most important thing at the end of the day, because if you don't have your finger on that, you're gonna have losses. Yeah. Okay, then one last thing I want to put my side to the story. I do ask deposits if I have to hatch for somebody, because what happens is I can't sit with birds that could have possibly been a turnover. So it's actually first come first serve. If I tell you, okay, there's 100 birds hatched, I usually say it on the group, or 100 extra babies I've got for sale, or 80 or 50. Usually by the next day when you ask me, I'll tell you, no, I don't have stock anymore, because I've got clients that watches me. The moment I say I've got birds available, they immediately transfer the money, and then the birds are sold. So if you want me to supply you maybe over 500 or 1,000 babies, or whatever the case might be, speak to me. Maybe if you're lucky, I've got stock. If I don't have, and I'm gonna hatch in the next couple of days, you can put your order in. You can pay the full amount. You can pay a deposit. But to secure your order, I think all of us works like that. It happened to me before, I think once or twice, where I placed the order for eggs from a local farmer, and then things happen, and then I can't get to the eggs in time, and the eggs actually would have went for a waste. Luckily, it didn't go for a waste. But yeah, so I don't know, I understand things do happen, but if you have made your payment, you've got an obligation to yourself to know, if you don't go and collect your birds, that you are gonna lose your money, or maybe your birds, and then you have to wait another 3-4 weeks before you could hatch or could get your birds again. So yeah, that's the reason I'm asking for a deposit. That's the reason why I'm asking for payments, is to secure your orders. Like I say, things do happen. The quail farming community are actually very understanding, and there's some amazing people outside there, which when you get into the quail you will realize that. But also there's a lot of bad people, which I haven't actually came across a lot of bad people, but there are. In anything in life there is bad people. So yeah, just cover yourself, and if you do supply a product that you can be proud of. Like the ones behind me, you can come and feel them. They are solid birds. They get the best food. It doesn't go to, in my eyes, it doesn't only go on making money. I wanna be able to supply a good quality bird at the end of the day, or a good quality egg at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, have a wonderful evening. I hope you've got a fantastic week going forward, and we speak again. Thanks.